perfectly what you just said, actually, but I'm going to rephrase it in my own words. So that is going to be right. And it's going to be somewhat similar to what I've just said. That is to start right away, but start very, very small as possible. And at the same time, don't try to make big changes. Don't try to make a big leap. So in reality, that would mean don't if unless it's absolutely necessary for them to quit their job because it is like really eroding their mental health, unless that, um, don't be so rushed to quit your job because it's not going to be an overnight change. It's not, you are not going to immediately be a big freelancer tomorrow, and you're not going to immediately earn enough amount of income to sustain your life next week. So before that happens, just don't rush yourself yet. And but at the same time, start now. Start applying, start building your profile, start pitching yourself, start researching your need or whatever. Step extremely small incremental step and just do it right now with whatever you have.
All right. What I got out of what you're oops, sorry. I was going to say what I got out of what you're saying is avoid paralysis through over analysis. Just get the ball moving. Take that first step, no matter how small it is, and then also you make a move, and then you get some feedback, and then based on that feedback, you can tweak. I guess right. You can make subtle changes, but also that feedback also adds. Hopefully, if you get a positive result, it adds to your confidence. You give you that little bit of encouragement to take that next small step, and then you're just once it's a series of small steps that lend to one another, and I guess you build a foundation of not only confidence but skill sets, experiences that kind of steamroll you along, or I like that proverbial snowball that is rolling down the snow covered hill, and it's picking up momentum as it's continuing down, right?
Yeah,
Is that a fair way to put it?
Exactly. But a little bit more than that is taking incremental steps is not only for like your emotional game, but it's actually a scientific approach to your career. So my favorite way of looking at it is to look at it career development instead of a linear way, but to look at it in an agile way. It means that you always need to take experiments and you always need to iterate. So if you're not happy with the current direction you're going, then the only way you can iterate is to have the right information. And in order to get the right information, you need to make experiment in the direction that you suspect that would be good for you. But the only way to know is to make experiment. And when you make the one experiment, you get feedback, you get information, just like you said, and that helps you to iterate the next one.
So that's a brilliant way to think about it, right? It's not a case of win or lose, positive or failure. It's more, I'm a scientist. I'm going to conduct a series of experiments, and based on the data I get, I iterate. I make some slight changes to what I'm doing or how I'm going about it. And so if you look at it that way, it's not about winning or failing, right? It's about I'm going to conduct this test, and this test is going to give me some feedback, and it's going to tell me what I need to change in what I'm doing. It's a lot less of a emotional strain. It's what I guess what I'm getting at. If you approach it from that mindset and that attitude, a little test, and the test is going to give me an answer to let me know if I'm headed in the right direction or if I'm kind of veering off in the wrong direction, and how do I get back onto the right direction. Okay, perfect. I like that.
Right, and I mean, I just wanted to add that it's also a mindset that a lot of people, freelancers or entrepreneurs, people that we're talking to all the time, right? And not so much our experts, but people who are sort of asking us questions about the things we're doing. A lot of people think that building life as an entrepreneur is about basically getting lucky, right? Jumping into it and then hoping that everything turns out all right. So what I hear you say, and also what you said, Anne, about being a scientist, is actually you create your own success, but you do it in a less risky, more smart way, where you set yourself up